everybody, welcome back. It's Jennifer J. I am so sorry that I missed Thursday's episode. I was in Kansas visiting, and I was at the hospital a lot with Howard, and so I just did not get recorded, and I apologize. I hope that you took my advice and went back and watched one of the other episodes from earlier that you had missed. If you did that, type on the line, let me know. I'd love to know what you chose to watch. There are some that are really popular, I don't know, and others that don't seem to be. So it's interesting to me what you guys choose to click on. At any rate, today I was at my home church. I was so happy to be back, and Pastor Mackey delivered the word like he always does, and it was really good. So I'm gonna link it if I can at the end of this video, so you'll have it if you want to go watch it. And it was out of Philippians chapter 1, verses 3 through 6, which I'm going to read to you right now because it's nice and short. It says, "I thank my God upon every remembrance of you, always in every prayer of mine for you all, making request with joy, for your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ." And so that's really short. That's a letter, the beginning of the letter from Paul to the church at Philippi. And so he went through 3 points about this that I just want to share with you. And the first one was past memories. So Paul was remembering in verse 3, "I thank my God upon every remembrance of you." And in Greek, that word remembrance means thoughts or memories. So when he would have thoughts or memories of them, he would thank God for them. And he said not only when you're thanking God for them, he also told them. So he's telling them in this letter. So that might be like today's thank you card. If you have someone in your life that is an encouragement to you, in any way, that when you remember them, you smile, you have prayers of thanksgiving for them in your life, it would be great to send them a note and let them know. You know, today with technology, you can text and you can video call or whatever, and those are all great too. But people really like to get mail, you know? There's something about mailing a handwritten card. So I would encourage you to do that this week. If there's someone that you could tell thank you to for their encouragement in your life with your Christian walk, you should sit down and write them a little note. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be on a store-bought card, but sit down and write them a note and mail it in the mail. That would really make somebody's day, I think. But he talked about in his remembrance of them that he thanked God for them, but he also talked about in Acts chapter 15, verse 16 and following, and that's really lengthy, so I'm not going to read it to you, but if you want to go back and read that, or hit pause right now and go read it, Acts chapter 16, verse 16, and to the end of the chapter, it talks about that not all of his memories from Philippi were happy ones. There was some aggravation that he went through while he was there. And so in that story, in the book of Acts, it talks about that this woman was following him, and she was saying, this is a disciple of Jesus, and he's going to show you the way to salvation. And she just kept following him and telling everybody, he's going to show you. And it was annoying to him. He wasn't saying anything to her, but she was saying things to him. And this woman was demon possessed. And he got aggravated and cast the demon out of her. Well, when she could no longer see the future or tell events, the people that owned her or managed her or were using her to make a profit got upset, because now they just went bankrupt, right? Their business is out of commission. And so they went to the authorities and said, you know, this man is stirring up trouble. Well, the courts, the judge gives him over to the gatekeepers and says, you know, put him in jail. They beat him and say, put him in jail and do what you will with him. they put him in stocks, which stocks are like the things they put around your ankles, right? So you can't move. And so he is bound, he's put behind bars, he's beaten, and what does he do? He sings praises. He prays and sings praises to God. So one of the points that Pastor Mackey made was, use what you've got. He still had a mouth. He couldn't go out and share the gospel. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do a lot of things. And he was in pain. He had been beaten severely. But he didn't sit there and feel sorry for himself either. He praised God. And so he said, his mouth still moved. Use what you've got. Don't dwell on past traumatic events. Focus on good, positive memories. So Paul was not focused on what had happened to him, was he? He was focusing on future events. He was singing praise to God, remembering the good things and the promises and singing praises. And you know, if you go read Acts, you'll read what happened. I'll leave you with that cliffhanger. Go read that story in Acts 16:16, because a miracle happens because of his praise, and that's what our praise will do. Our praise will bring blessing. So be sure you're doing that. Then he also said, besides past memories, it's present courtesies. So that's where he was talking about they were currently prayer partners of his. They were also financial supporters of his, this church in Philippi. And so they were encouragers to him. They would send letters to him. You know, they would send someone with a letter from the church giving him encouraging words and financial support. So he's making mention of them in his prayers because he's so thankful for them and for what they are currently doing for him. So he's remembered the past things they've done for him, but also what they're currently doing. And then 3 was future victories. In verse 6 it says, being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. Let me skip back just a second, sorry. With present courtesies, I didn't read that verse. So in verse 4, always in every prayer of mine, verse 5, for your fellowship in the gospel from the first day even until now. So he's saying in the past they've helped him, but even until now, so that was current. So they're still currently helping him. I just wanted to make that mention. And then in verse 6, the future, we are all a work in progress. God's not done with us. He says he that has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. So he's working on us, and he's going to keep working on us, right? We're not done yet. And something he mentioned in that is cut others some slack. Everybody's a work in progress. Cut people some slack. They're not done yet. We're all learning. We're all in progress, right? But he also said, cut yourself some slack. And I really liked that, because we might be gracious to other people and recognize, you know, you just cut me off in traffic and that didn't make me very happy, but maybe you didn't see me, or maybe you aren't from around here and didn't realize you needed over at the last second. I don't know, trying to cut others some slack and not get upset with them. But it's really hard when it's ourselves, right? We're so hard on ourselves. And, I'll give an example today. I'm rocking my Chiefs shirt, right? All my friends in Germany that are watching, I've got lots of viewers in Germany. I hope that some of you went to the game. If you did today, go to the game in Frankfurt, Germany. Be sure and write a note on the line, make a comment, let me know how you enjoyed that. Go Chiefs, we did win that game. But there was a point to all that in Germany. I'm so sorry, I lost my train of thought. I got all caught up in the Chiefs. Because I could go to church this morning. I usually go to church at 8 o'clock. We have an 8 o'clock service, and we have a 10:45 service. And I almost always go to the 8 o'clock service. I'm a morning person. I get up happy. I want to go to church the minute the doors are open. But the Chiefs were playing in Germany today, and that meant in America, that was going to be early, 7:30 my time this morning. So was I going to watch the Chiefs game and go to the second service, or was I going to go to the first service like I normally would? And so I thought about it, and I thought, you know, I do have a choice. I could watch the game, and I could go to the late service. And I thought to myself, you know, to me that felt like I'm choosing football over God, because I would normally go to the first service. And so I thought, I need to get up and go to the first service like I normally would. But I feel like also, after his sermon, I don't cut myself enough slack. Like, I want to worship God. God knows I want to worship God. I didn't end up, I thought I can watch the game on replay later, so I could do that. And so I went ahead and went to church. For me, that was a good decision because I want to give God the first part of my day. But I think it would have been fine to do it the other way as well. And I think that's just an example of we're hard on ourselves and we don't cut ourselves enough slack. We need to remember that we're a work in progress. Had I chosen to watch the game and then go to church, I probably would have beat myself up. And that's what I think about when I think I don't cut myself enough slack. I think I need to make the choice that's best for me and trust God with it. And so we all need to do that. Whatever it is for you, that maybe you don't feel like you're cutting yourself slack. I want you to think about those things and give yourself some grace this week. That doesn't mean to make poor choices intentionally, but as you make choices that you maybe later regret or wish you had done differently or tweaked a little bit differently, remember to cut yourself some slack. God is gracious. He loves you. You're a work in progress, and He promises that He will finish the good work that He has begun in you. So that is the great news. So Pastor said this is No Complaint November. A lot of people celebrate No Shave November to remember cancer patients, because many of them lose their hair as they go through chemo and things. So they do No Shave November to shine a light on cancer. But he said we should have No Complaint November. So no complaining this month. So that's really hard to do. I've already caught myself. I was talking to my daughter on the phone earlier, and I don't remember what I was complaining about now, but it wasn't an actual complaint. But as I said something negative, I realized that sounds kind of complainy. So I kind of turned it and made it into a positive. So I'm going to try and do that this month. And I challenge you to do that as well. Can you do No Complaint November? No complaining, just remembering the positive. Write a thank you note to somebody this week, and remember positive memories. Don't dwell on bad memories or traumatic memories. We're going to dwell on the positive memories and use what you've got to do what you can to further the kingdom of God. All right, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye.